Hi guys, my name is Jazz and welcome to my chaotic reading corner. If you're anything like me, I am deciding to go back to YouTube after the fiasco that is the banning of TikTok. And I've been on TikTok on and off for going on 5 years. I've had 4 separate accounts, the most 2 recently being my random account that I've been posting on since the get-go, and it's just been like an open diary concept. My second one being my Book Talk account, and it's been so much fun being able to join the Book Talk community and the bookish community, just because I've always been someone that loved reading and always wanted to join other readers, but all that I've had since I was back in high school when I really got into reading was my younger sister, and when we both graduated from high school, we pretty much stopped reading altogether. So I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. Hopefully you guys will join me on this reading journey. I'm 27, I live in Virginia. I do have a book club of about 12 friends right now. My boyfriend is the one that introduced me to the book club. My favorite genres that I read are mostly like horror, gay, I was like, gay, historical fiction. I'm trying to get more into fantasy, and then I love romance and coming of age. My favorite authors are John Green, Rainbow Rowell, Rebecca Yarros, and James Dashner, to name like probably my top ones. I'm all over the place. I'm definitely what I would categorize as a mood reader, because last year I made a goal of reading 12 books for the year of 2024, and I made a book list of 12 exact books that I wanted to read in different genres with different authors, and I think I only read 6 of those 12 books, just because I would read the next book that was on my list, and it was like 1 per month, and I was like, I would actually rather never read again than read the next book. So I was all over the place. I ended up reading 28 books on a goal of 12, so I feel pretty good about myself, and for 2025 I've upped the ante a little bit, and I've put myself at a goal of 35 books. So that's just rapid fire random shit about me. I hope to use this account as just like sharing the books that I have and sharing the books that I love and showing information about myself and how I got into reading. I'm gonna make a video all about just my reading journey, because mine was not the typical reading journey that other people have had. And yeah, it's gonna be all over the place, and there's gonna be varying amounts of videos where, like ones today where I don't plan on it being a super long video, and then probably longer videos, and hopefully some collaborative videos with some of my favorite book talkers that are going to also be coming to Booktube. And I've made friends literally not only across the US but also across different like countries, which is amazing. So hopefully I'll be able to collaborate with a few of them and have them join, just sharing information with me and talking books. And yeah, it's gonna be really fun. The stuff I wanted to show you guys today is actually a stack of books that I got from my local library. I was a crazy library kid when I was in high school. That's actually where I got all of my books when I started deep going into reading. Of course, I had my high school's library, but then I also had my local library, and every chance that I had would ask for my allowance to be used towards buying books, or even when I started working regularly in high school, all of my paychecks were going towards books. It got to a place where my parents were super strict in high school, and my punishment one time for getting a bad grade was to donate my entire collection of books to this local library. I was very depressed for a hot minute, but I know that that was really great charitable work, and I do appreciate my parents, because they did try to really teach us great lessons. It just hurt sometimes emotionally. So the library ended up remodeling and going to a new location, and I was like, man, I have not been there in a long time, even longer since I've actually checked out books. So I want to show you guys the books that I selected. Since I've started collecting books of my own, I really haven't been going to the library at all. And so I feel like this is gonna help me with, like, I only have a certain amount of time to read these before they actually have to get returned. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to read these in between my other books that I have listed to read, and then get them turned back in, and hopefully it'll push me closer to my goal. It's only January 20th today, and I'm already 5 books finished. I will say one of the books I started in the end of December, so I give myself half credit, but I still counted it as a book. And then another book was pretty short, but I'm deciding to count it anyway. So hopefully these will contribute. So the first book that I picked up that just immediately caught my eye, I went down every single aisle, and the last time I went to the library, I only looked at the YA section, and I was like, I need to get out of my YA reading, and I want to, like, mature my reading and venture into different types of books. And so, of course, if you guys know anything about me, I'm obsessed with vampires. I have an entire bookcase just dedicated to vampire books, and I will show you guys that in the future as well. But this one just immediately caught my eye. It's called Vampire Empire. Not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I truly thought that it was the Empire, what is it called? Oh, Empire of the Vampire. I have Empire of the Damned, which is the second book in the series, and I still have to buy the first copy in hardcover. It's just freaking expensive and sold out everywhere. So I instantly thought that this was that, but it was not. It's Vampire Empire. How silly of me. This is book 3. What the fuck? It makes so much more sense, honestly. I read the back and I was like, I'm supposed to know a lot of information here. Makes so much sense that this is book 3. Will I still read it? Yeah, probably. This is by Clay Griffith and Susan Griffith. Cute. Are you married or siblings? And it says, Vampire Empire is one of the best fantasy series I've ever read, set in a unique post-apocalyptic world. Unforgettable characters will stay with you as the tale unwinds. By RT Books Reviews. And then I'm just gonna read you the blurb on the back of each book, because that's what I read when I was in the library, so you guys can get a feel of what I was reading. I was like, yeah, I'll read that. So this says, a war to the death. Empress Adele has launched a grand crusade against the vampire clans of the north. Prince Gareth, the vampire lord of Scotland, serves the Aquitanian cause, fighting in the bloody trenches of France in the guise as the dashing Grey Friar. But the human armies are pinned down, battered by harsh weather and merciless attacks from the vampire packs. To even the odds, Adele unleashes the power of her geomancy, a fearsome weapon capable of slaughtering vampires in vast numbers. However, the power she expends threatens her own life as she questions the morality of such a weapon. As the war turns even bloodier and Adele is threatened by betrayal, Gareth faces a terrible choice. Their only hope is a desperate strike against the lord of the vampire clans, Gareth's brother, Caesar. It is a gamble that could win the war or signal the final days of the Greyfarer. The Vampire Empire trilogy rushes to a heart-wrenching conclusion in this book of honor and love, hatred and vengeance, and sacrifice and loss. I'm still gonna read it. I probably sound crazy, but it just sounds so good. And also, like, just the picture is really cute. So yeah, book 1 of what I picked up. I then picked up The Woman in Black. So I've been looking at this anyway to purchase it. And I've already watched the movie that is based off the story of The Woman in Black, so I've decided that I don't necessarily need to buy it. It's not like something that I'm obsessed with. It's not a story or tale that I feel like I'm going to start reading more into. I think this is gonna be a one and done book. So this says, a classic ghost story, the chilling tale of the menacing specter haunting a small English town. And this is by Susan Hill. Arthur Kipps is an up-and-coming London solicitor who's sent to Gifford, a faraway town in the windswept salt marshes beyond the Nine Lives Causeway, to attend a funeral and settle the affairs of a client, Miss Alice Drablow of El Marsh House. Mrs. Drablow's house stands at the end of the causeway, weathered in fog and mystery, but Kipps is unaware of the tragic secrets that lie behind its sheltered windows. The routine business trip he anticipated quickly takes a horrifying turn when he finds himself haunted by a series of mysterious sounds and images: a rocking chair in a deserted nursery, an eerie sound of a pony and trap, and a child's scream in the fog. The most terrifying of them all, a ghostly woman dressed in all black. So I think this is going to be a quick read. It's a pretty short book, and like I said, I already know the story. I loved the movie. I'm pretty sure it's the one with Daniel Radcliffe, is the one that I watched at least. It was cute. I love it. I love stories about ghosts, and especially if it's a woman that went through something and there's a reason why she's still here. I think it's gonna be very eerie and cute, and cute's not the right word, but that's the word that I use for these types of books because that's how I feel when I'm reading them. And so yeah, I think this is gonna be a really good one. This one, the cover actually caught me because this is one that was facing outwards, and this is called The Death of Bees. And it says it's a wild, witty, and funny as it is unsettling. This is by Lisa O'Donnell. So let me read you the back of this one. Today I buried my parents in the backyard. Neither of them were beloved. Marnie and her little sister Nellie are on their own now. Only they know what happened to their parents, Izzy and Jean, and they aren't telling. While life in Glasgow Maryhill housing estate isn't grand, the girls do have each other. As the new year comes and goes, Lenny, the old man next door, realizes that his young neighbors are alone and they need his help. Lenny takes them in, feeds them, clothes them, protects them, and something like a family forms. But soon, the sisters' friends, their teachers, and the authorities start asking tougher questions. As one lie leads to another, dark secrets about the girls' family surfaces, creating complications that threaten to tear them apart. Written with fierce sympathy and beautiful precision, told in alternating voices. The Death of Bees is an enchanting, grimly comic tale of three lost souls who, unable to answer for themselves, can answer for only one another. It says Death of Bees is a rare thing if family values Black comedy. So definitely, I am someone that shops by cover, so this caught my eye, and then the story just made me want to read it even more. Anything that has to do with sisters, I do have a younger sister, 3 years younger than me, and for some reason I'm obsessed with sister books. Anything that has to do with sisters, I'm probably going to cry when reading this, but I love it, and I felt like this was right up my alley. It's like a dark comedy, but it definitely, I think, is going to have some heartstrings pulling at it. And then the last book that I grabbed, this is more of a, I think I grabbed this from the biopic section of the library, but this is called The Rise of Barack Obama, and it's actually a picture book, and it's the story of Barack. I read 2 books, one book by Barack Obama and one book by Michelle Obama last year. I'm in love with the Obama family. They can do no wrong in my eyes. They're some of my favorite famous families that I've ever learned about, and I would do anything for them. And so especially on a hard day like today for me, where I'm not applauding and I'm not celebrating in any way for the indoctrination of the new leader of the United States, I did want to pay homage because today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which I do think the becoming of a new president on today's day was not favorable in my eyes, and I know that's not something that you could really plan for or something that can change, but it did feel like something where I was like, of course it had to be today. So I did read the entire letter from MLK from prison. That was actually part of one of my homework assignments that I had to do last week because I'm a student. But I also felt like this was a good book for me to grab today. And this should be a really quick read for me because it is mostly a picture book. And then it has information about Barack Obama and the life he's lived. I think this is going to be a great combination for the other book that I read last year by him, which was Dreams of My Father. So I think this will like visually add to the story that I already listened to last year. And so yeah, it was a really great library run. I asked the librarian if there was a limit to how many books I could check out, and she was like, oh yeah, there's 99. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm checking out more than probably 4 books at a time. I think I have 2 weeks to read these, which I think is going to be a push for me, especially since tomorrow is when Onyx Storm comes out, and I will be dedicating majority of my time to reading Onyx Storm. But I am really happy with my library finds, and I will keep you guys posted on my progress of reading these. And then maybe one day I'll take you guys on an adventure to my library. I do love it. It's really cute and quaint. We do live in a smaller city, and so it's one of, I think, 3 different libraries. It's just the one that's up the road from me. So yeah, that was my day. I also will be with my friend Annie, who's with the Cozy Reading Corner, which I will tag below. We are going to the midnight release tonight of the Onyx Storm release at our local Barnes & Noble, and while I won't be documenting it myself, we will be live streaming tomorrow, and she'll be making a post about everything that we do, both on TikTok, and I'm sure she'll probably share it with either her Instagram or YouTube as well, and I'll be there in the background hanging out. I have decided to take a step back from posting as much on TikTok and caring about as much of posting where I need to focus more on myself and things that I'm doing in my life, but I still really enjoy books and wanting to share my perspective, and I love talking, obviously, so you'll still see me around, and hopefully you guys will follow and like my videos, and let me know if there's anything that you guys want to see, whether it's my chaotic bookshelves or my chaotic opinions on certain books. I also would love to do buddy reads with different people from different areas. And yeah, I think that's everything. I just be yapping. Okay, bye.